Hello, I'm Mac McGarry. Here's the opening round. Each team begins with 100 points. It's 10 up for a right answer, 10 off for a wrong answer. In this round, the contestants here in the studio don't see the writing on their screens that you do at home. We try to slow them down just a little bit. The team whose light is on first has a chance to answer the question. Now, all correct answers in this round begin with the letter P, as in poi, P, P, P. Next, here, I should say next, number one. This section of an orchestra features the drums and cymbals. Joppatowne. Percussion is right. Russian scientist Mendeleev developed this table of elements. Brunswick.
Periodic.
Right. This is the winged horse of Greek. Brunswick.
Pegasus.
Right. The actions of this woman began the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. Brunswick.
Rosa Parks.
Right. The islets of Langerhans are located in this bodily organ. Western.
The pancreas.
Right. On fourth down in football, this is the most... All right, Joppatowne.
Punt.
Punt is right. This 17th and 18th century Russian Tsar was called the Great. Western.
Peter.
Right. This is the technical name for a lie detector. Brunswick.
Polygraph.
Right. In a popular tongue twister, he put the... Joppatowne.
Peter Pecker.
No, Peter Piper. Peter Piper. I'm sorry, 10 down. The king of rock and roll. He lived at Graceland. Joppatowne.
Elvis Presley.
That's it, and there's the opening round of It's Academic. It's Academic, brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, fresh ideas, great values. That's Giant. Thank you very much, ladies, and welcome to another episode of America's foremost high school quiz show, It's Academic. Team number one is Brunswick High in Frederick County, Maryland. Here is Phil Dahlheimer. Phil.
My name is Phil Dahlheimer. I'm a senior. I'd just like to thank the SGA for paying for the bus that brought us out here, and Eric Poffenberger and Matt Perry for making life spicy.
Yeah, well, you're kind of a basic kind of guy. I agree with paying for the bus is very, very important. Phil, Adam Estelle.
Hi, my name is Adam Estelle. I'm a senior. I'm involved in the Future Teachers of America, the National Honor Society, the golf team, and the drama department. I'd like to thank all our alternates and all the people that came out to support us today.
Greatest score for 18 holes in golf, Adam, is what?
You asked me that last time, and I'm still not going to tell you.
You're not going to tell me? I'm waiting. Ben Newton.
Hi, I'm Ben Newton. I'm a senior at Brunswick High School. I'm a member of the band, the FBLA, the Spanish club, and the music club. And I'd like to thank our principal, Mr. Whitfield.
Pretty good resumes all around. Take a look at the screen, man. Number one, faster number count. Find in this phrase the name of what part of the body, also called the breastbone.
Sternum.
Right. Half-heartedly, vigorously, occasionally. A person who defends his or her cause vehemently does so in which of these manners?
Vigorously.
Right. We have a new school. You might have read this headline in 1591 when Trinity College was founded in what capital of Ireland?
Dublin.
Right. Cotton gin computer telephone listed our three inventions. Rearrange them in correct chronological order.
Cotton gin telephone computer.
That's it. Ibex to Italy. It is in this volume of the encyclopedia that you'd look up what Egyptian goddess, who was both the wife and the sister of Osiris.
Isis.
Right. Most of us are thermometers who simply register society. This was the observation of what civil rights leader who tried to change society with his letter from Birmingham jail and his I Have a Dream speech.
Martin Luther King Jr.
That's good. Brunswick 260 after you're part of the round. Good. Now it's our pleasure to welcome the young women from Western High, all decked out in their traditional red, here in Baltimore, 4600 Falls Road. Here is Dina Elashvili.
Hi, I'm Dina Elashvili. I'm a junior at Western High School. I'm the president of the It's Academic, and we'd just like to thank our parents and our advisors and everybody who came out to support us today.
Thank you, Dina. Kristen Ehrenberger.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of MESA and the National Honor Society, and I'm vice president of Western Student Government.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Now, the first two letters in this young lady's name are silent, so here is Wafa Khatib.
Hi, I'm Wafa Khatib. I'm a junior at Western High School, and we'd just like to thank our alternates, Sarah, Stephanie, and Danielle.
Take a look at the screen, ladies. Each correct answer worth 20 points. A fossil icon. Look carefully. And you should find the name of what non-metallic element, the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust.
Silicon.
Right. Petulant, tranquil, agile, a person who is unreasonably irritable and peevish, may best be described by which of these adjectives?
Petulant.
Right. 43rd state joins Union, July 3rd, 1890. Newspaper headlines celebrated the admission to the U.S. of what western state famous for its baking potatoes?
Idaho.
Right. John Glenn, Cabot, Pershing, here are three famous persons who share the same first name. Arrange them in correct chronological order.
Cabot, Pershing, Glenn.
That's it. Manx to Mysore. You'd look in this volume of the encyclopedia to find a listing of what Roman messenger god who names the planet closest to the sun.
Mercury.
Right. The most dangerous blot on our Constitution. When Thomas Jefferson made this remark, he was referring to what so-called college that actually chooses U.S. presidents.
The Electoral College.
The Electoral College is right. So Western 240 after you're part of the round. Well, let's see, we've been in Frederick County, we've been in Baltimore, now we're in Harford County, Maryland, to greet the young people from Joppatowne High. Here's Allison Bender. Allison.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of the varsity soccer team and the varsity softball team. I'm also in the band, the National Honor Society, the National German Honor Society, and the German Club. And I would like to thank our alternates, Cliff, Brian, Allison, and the rest of them.
Busy people, everybody here. Here's Chelsea Lucero.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of the NHS, the pep band, the drama club, the Hartford County Forensics League, and I'd like to thank our coach, Miss Judy Short, and our principal, Mr. Thomas Ackerman, and his wife for coming out to support us.
Okay, Chelsea. Scott DeBruni.
I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'd like to thank the cheerleaders for coming out to support us. I'm in the swim team and Innovarathon.
Okay, take a look at the screen now. Joppatowne, here we go. A fine onion patch. Look through this patch. See if you can find the hidden name of what inert gas, often used in advertising displays.
Neon.
Right. Abrasive, vivacious, phlegmatic. A person who is very sluggish may best be described by which of these adjectives?
Phlegmatic.
Right. French queen killed. Newspapers all around the world would have run this headline in 1793, when what French queen lost her head to the guillotine?
What was it? Who said? Let me cake.
Mary.
Got it?
Mary.
No, Marie Antoinette. Eiffel Tower, Sears Tower, Tower of Pisa. Arrange them in correct chronological order according to the dates when they were built.
Pisa, Eiffel, Sears.
Right. Harp to horse. Within this volume of the encyclopedia, you'd find information about what chief Greek goddess, the wife of Zeus.
Hera.
Hera. It's right. Now, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. This quotation is characteristic of the attitude of what American woman who led a full, adventurous life despite being both deaf and blind?
Helen Keller.
That's right. Joppatowne 220, the end of the round. Each year on It's Academic, Giant Food awards more than 100 scholarship grants to help deserving students continue their educations. In this first round match, grants total $925, with the winning team school receiving $375 and each of the other schools $275. During this school year, grants to schools appearing on It's Academic will exceed $85,000. And over the years Giant has been our sponsor, they have contributed over $2 million to participating schools. Giant Food doesn't select the individual scholarship recipients, but leaves that choice and the administration of the funds to the schools. This scholarship money has gone to help students attend colleges and universities across the country, where they study everything, accounting to anthropology, art history to nuclear engineering. We at It's Academic and Giant Food wish them all the best in the future. Yes, sir, we got a good close match going today. Check out these scores before we get to the visual round. Brunswick in Frederick County, 260. Western in Baltimore, 240. Joppatowne, Harford County, 220. Visual round now. Each correct answer is worth 10 to the team, but 10 off for a wrong answer. Team whose light is on first has a chance. Here is number one, although you see here a chubby Miss Liberty, This 1795 gold coin was popularly named for what national bird pictured on the reverse side? The eagle. Yeah, eagle. No, as simple as that. Sorry, too late. Almost a century ago, this human shield was formed by 30,000 soldiers at what military camp? Named for the cavalry commander who had made his own last stand at Little Bighorn. Brunswick.
Custer?
That's right. Here we see a mosque in Uzbekistan, a newly independent republic, noted for its production of what fiber crop, often packed in 500-pound Western.
Cotton.
That's right. Which of these numbers is evenly divisible by 6, A, B, or C? Joppatowne.
B.
No, A, 444, so 10 down. The old movie, The Master of Ballantrae, was based on the last novel by what Scottish author who also wrote Treasure Island? All right, Weston, say again?
Robert Louis Stevenson.
That is right. Next is a statue of Wadjet, W-A-D-J-E-T, an ancient Egyptian god whose lion-shaped head was topped by what sort of hooded, poisonous snake? Brunswick.
Cobra. Cobra?
Right. This Kandinsky painting is titled The Blue Rider, a name he and other artists chose for a group they formed that published what kind of yearly book earlier associated with Benjamin Franklin? Brunswick.
Almanac?
Right. These trees are not growing on any old soil, but in hardened lava from what sort of mountains that spew forth Western?
Volcano.
Right. One of the tiny figures in this medieval illustration is what Old Testament figure who became a great power in Egypt because of his ability, Western?
Joseph.
That's right, to interpret dreams. Good. In this Thomas Eakins painting, we see an athlete training on the Schuylkill River that flows through what largest... All right, Western.
Philadelphia.
That's it, and there's the end of the round.
Ready? Mariners! Yeah! Get on your feet! Yell it! Spell it! You repeat! M-A-R-I! M-A-R-I! M-E-R-S! Come on! M-E-R-S! Mariners! Mariners! The best!
You might think you have to visit Grandma to get muffins this big, this moist and delicious. Well, you could pop in for a visit, but you might want to call first. She may have run out for a few things. Homestyle muffins, only at Giant. Interiors designed by nature. We think every room should be so lucky. Decorate your world with fresh cut flowers from Giant. Whether grilled with garlic and lemon or served with a spicy salsa, some of the easiest meals are made with seafood. So whatever you're hungry for, you'll find it at Giant, where you'll find more varieties of fresh seafood than any supermarket in the area. And that's a great catch.
At Giant, my Giant. Spirit, come on, fans, let's hear it. Mariners, Spirit, come on, fans, let's hear it. Mariners, Spirit, come on, fans, let's hear it.
And welcome back. And as we recap the scores, we'll introduce our faculty, coaches, and administrators and special guests. Ooh, look at this. We got a tie for first. The team from Brunswick in Frederick County in with a score of 290. Their coach, Ms. Anita Colombo Palmer. Thank you for being with us. Also in the tie for first is Western right here in Baltimore. They have 290. Their coach, Ms. Elizabeth Walsh, coach, Mr. Jesse Dorsey, and team alternate Sarah Bank. Thank you all for being with us. Team from Joppatowne in Harford County right in the game at 210. Their coach, Ms. Judy Short. The principal, Mr. Tom Ackerman. Team alternate, Cliff Finley-Frock. Thank you, Finley-Frock. I want to get Cliff's name right. Cliff Finny-Frock. Okay, thank you, Cliff, and thank you all for being with us today. Now we move on into the next round, each correct answer worth 20. See the lights above the team score if they're on in a row like that. That'll show 8 questions in a row answered correctly. Good for a 25-point bonus. So Brunswick, you're up. Western select. Kristen, which one?
2.
Okay, here you are. Phil, Adam, and Ben have their turn. Billions are spent today for missiles and other armaments, but a stone thrown from a simple sling allowed the biblical David to slay what giant?
Goliath.
Right. Because Cleopatra collected pearls, it's fitting that the play Antony and Cleopatra includes one of Shakespeare's few references to what mollusk that produces pearls.
Oyster.
Right. Capricorn and Cancer can be seen on charts of the zodiac and also on maps where they name what lines of latitude north and south of the equator.
Tropics.
Right. On the monitor. Head, chest, foot. The superior vena cava, or the 30 million ways to pronounce it, vena cava, is located in which of these parts of the body?
Chest.
Right. Though Fort Griswold is still standing in Connecticut, there hasn't been a garrison of soldiers there since what war, which began and ended in 1898?
Spanish American.
Right. Last year was the 85th birthday of what Edgar Rice Burroughs' character, the fictional jungle man who liked to travel by swinging on vines.
Tarzan.
That's the man. Now on the monitor. Taking positive square roots, reduce this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
5 times 6.
It's 30.
Right. Had Australia been named for the man who first claimed it for Britain, it would bear the name of what captain, who also discovered the Hawaiian Islands?
Sure. No.
Got it?
I don't know.
You don't have
Beaton.
it. No, I'm sorry, it was Captain Cook, but 7 out of 8, Brunswick. 4:30 after you're part of the round. Western is up, so let's see how they do in the round. Joppatowne, please select. Chelsea?
3.
3, all right. There it is. Okay, here you go. Dina, Kristen, and Wafa, with your turn. A calendar written in hieroglyphs will remind you that some of the earliest calendars were devised in what ancient land of the pharaohs?
Egypt.
Right. To be yellow is to be cowardly, but what other color is usually associated with envy and jealousy?
Green.
Yep. Long thought to be a myth, a wondrous waterfall over 100 feet high was discovered in 1998 in Tibet, among the peaks of what highest Asian mountain range? Got it? You have it? The Himalayas, I'm sorry. Now, on the monitor. Arthropods, amphibians, chordates. Which of these terms represents a particular class of animals rather than a phylum?
Chordates.
Amphibians is the answer there. The dual themes of responsibility and guilt run through John Updike's 1963 novel, title for what mythical creature, half man, half horse?
Centaur.
Right. With more than 155 screen representations, the fictional character most often seen in movies is what Bram Stoker character from Transylvania?
Dracula.
That's it. Now on the monitor. What's the average of these 3 expressions?
X plus 3.
Right. The French Admiral de Grasse aided Washington at Yorktown. But in the War of 1812, what French pirate helped Andrew Jackson at New Orleans? But that was Jean Lafitte. So Western 390 after you're part of the round. 390. Lady number 1 here for Joppatowne in Harford County, Maryland. All right, Joppatowne, too frightened to obey God's command to preach in Nineveh, what biblical prophet must have been even more terrified when he was swallowed by a big fish?
Say it, I don't know.
Joan.
Say again?
Joan.
Not Joan, but Jonah. I'm sorry, yes, so no points there. It is well that war is so terrible, or we should grow too fond of it, said what general who was the chief Confederate commander during the Civil War?
Lee.
That's right. Near the tip of South America, you find the straits named for what Portuguese explorer, whose expedition is credited with the first circumnavigation of the Earth?
Magellan.
Right. Now on the monitor. Which of these is the basic unit of mass in the MKS system?
Kilogram.
Right. Tragedy hit the American space program in 1967 when 3 astronauts were killed in a fire aboard what spacecraft named for the Greek sun god?
Apollo.
Right. Springfield, Massachusetts was the setting for And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street, the first book by what children's author who later created Horton the Elephant?
Dr. Seuss.
That's right. Now on the monitor. What is 32 to the 3/5 power, giving your answer as a positive integer?
8.
Right. Overlooking the Blue Ridge Mountains is Red Hill, once the home of what red, white, and blue Virginia orator who said, "If this be treason, make the most of it."
Arnold.
That was Patrick Henry. So Joppatowne 330, the end of the round. All right, before we get to the grab bag free-for-all, here's that score update. Well, the tie has been broken. Brunswick now has the lead at 430. Western right there at 390. Joppatowne 330. Grab bag free-for-all round. Now each correct answer worth 20. 20 off for a wrong answer. Visual questions, 30 points up or down. Team whose light is on first has a chance. According to recent polls of 6 to 16-year-olds, their favorite televised sporting event is what quadrennial competition next to be held in Sydney? Western.
The Olympics.
Right. In 1867, several prominent Northerners raised the $100,000 bail needed to free from jail what man who had been the president of the Confederacy? Western.
Jefferson Davis.
Right. Perhaps because he was lying down on the job, it took 4 years for Michelangelo to finish painting Brunswick.
Sistine Chapel.
The ceiling of the Sistine Chapel?
That's it. On the monitor, a 30-pointer. During the Great Depression, "Happy Days Are Here Again" proved to be an effective campaign song. Brunswick.
FD.
Franklin Roosevelt.
You moved in too fast. I was singing. You interrupted me, but you're right. 30 points. A 19th century eye doctor named A.E. Fick is credited with developing what substitute for eyeglasses? Brunswick.
Contact lenses.
Right. 4 pi radians is the equivalent of how many degrees? Joppatowne.
720.
Right. The country with the largest Muslim population is not one of the Arab countries, but what Asian archipelago whose capital is Jakarta? Western.
Indonesia.
Right. On the monitor, 30-pointer. Soprano Kiri Takanawa is not only a native of New Zealand, she is partly descended from what native people who were the original inhabitants? Western.
The Aborigines.
No, the Maoris of New Zealand, 30 points down. Choice. Since the atomic weight of carbon is 12 and the atomic weight of hydrogen is 1, what is the weight of one molecule of methane gas? Is it 14, 16? Western.
16.
Right. O. Henry was a gifted writer who put the word gift in the title of what short story? Joppatowne.
Gift of the Magi.
That's right. The first U.S. senator to become president was what 5th chief executive whose administration was termed the Western?
Monroe.
That's right. On the monitor, a 30-pointer. This is a scene from the first production of Heartbreak House by what Anglo-Irish playwright who also wrote Pygmalion and Major Barbara? George Bernard Shaw. If a man can run a mile in 4 minutes, how many miles could he run in 4 hours, assuming he could maintain the pace? Joppatowne.
60.
Right. I wish to die and be buried in the South. These were the last words of what Southerner, the African-American educator who founded the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama? All right, Western.
Washington Carver. No.
Your answer, the answer from the captain.
Booker T. Washington.
That's right. Despite periodic isolated floods, the Bible tells us that God gave Noah what sign? Brunswick.
Rainbow.
Right. The song My Old Kentucky Home might strike a sentimental chord in the heart of what American pioneer who blazed the wilderness road leading settlers to Kentucky? Any takers there? Brunswick.
Daniel Boone.
Your answer?
Daniel Boone.
That's it. And there's the end of the game.
At Giant, fresh ideas don't just happen. They burst with flavor. They're tossed in Old Bay and take shape before your very eyes. Our fresh ideas rise to the occasion and meet your satisfaction.
We've got fresh ideas, great values too. At Giant, my Giant.
Got a craving for a mile-high sandwich? Then bring the flavor of the corner deli home. With Dietz & Watson Premium Deli Meats. From Giant. Make it quick. Make it easy. Just make it at the best salad bar in town. It's your salad. Make it a great one at Giant.
Thank you very much, everybody. Now it's time for our awards from Giant Food. Good match today, and our thanks first go to the team from Joppatowne High. Harford County with a score of 390. The award from Giant is for $275. Thank you, Allison, Chelsea, and Scott. And our next award, and a very great match down to the last few questions. Here are the young women from Western High School. Falls Road in Baltimore, $275 award from Giant. Thank you, Dina, Kristen, and Wafa, for being with us today. Now our winning team and winning score in Frederick County, 540 points, Brunswick High School. The award from Giant is for $375. So Phil, Adam, and Ben return in the next round of competition, the playoff round, among first-round winners. And that round begins next week with our first playoff match. There they are, Mount St. Joe, River Hill, and Thomas Johnson. I'm Mac McGarry. Thanks, parents and teachers. Now, come on up here. It's Academic, brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, fresh ideas, great values. That's Giant.